we're gonna make a basic loom using a canvas. So you're gonna buy yourself a canvas and unwrap the plastic from it. Then you can cut off or rip off the canvas from the frame. I like to cut it off so I have a nice clean piece to use later. Put that aside and use it later. And then peel off the rest of the canvas, careful of the staples, and go ahead and have the blank empty wood frame. Then you need to decide if your loom is going to be horizontal and have nails at the top with the warp going this direction, or vertical with nails at the top and the bottom like this vertically and have it going up and down when we warp it. So decide which direction you want to go. This one we're going to go horizontally. I'm going to grab a ruler and a pencil, and I'm going to start to mark off on my ruler across the top every 1/2 inch with my pencil. And so I marked all the way down every 1/2 inch, and then I'm going to take my ruler, I'm not going to twist it or turn it, I'm going to slide it down so that it remains the same, and do the same on the bottom. Mark off every 1/2 inch along the bottom here. As you can see, I've done that already, and I have little marks at every 1/2 inch. Then you're going to grab your hammer and nails. I'm going to use some really fine finishing nails here, but that still have a head so that we can wrap the twine around it. And on every 1/2 inch, I'm going to pound it down into the loom, making sure the nails stay vertical. Now, make sure again to have a mat here to protect your table in case the nails go through. You don't have to hit it very aggressively. And as a matter of fact, you don't want to go too strongly with the nails so that you don't start to split the wood. If you see the wood start splitting, take the nail out and try it in a separate place, or just tap a little lighter. You can always use the fork end of the hammer to pry it out. But tap them down and go all the way across on every 1/2 inch, nails on the top, and then every 1/2 inch, nails on the bottom. I don't have to go in too far. Just make sure that they're in strong enough that we don't have any loose ones, and fill it up. So here's one that was finished, and nails you can see all the way across the top and all the way across the bottom. And this is where we're going to start to warp the loom. To warp the loom, it means we're going to string across these nails and get it set up so we can start to weave. So I have a ball of twine here, and I like to keep it a nice ball so I don't have a big bunch as I go that creates a huge knot. And I'm going to go to the first nail and tie a knot on the bottom. It can be a basic knot or something fancier. And you may even want to do a double knot or a triple knot. And you want to make sure that it stays underneath the head of that nail and make it secure. So I like to do a double knot here and attach it to that first nail. Then I'll pull it tight as I go up. I'm going to twist it around the nail head once or twice and pull down, twist around, go back up, again twist around, and come down. And you want to make sure you keep following that, and don't go the wrong direction when you twist, and know you're going the wrong direction if you end up going backwards. So don't do that. Keep it nice and tight as you go, and twist around, and it should lead you to the next nail on the other side. And you're going to fill up the whole thing, twist and go across like that. And this is how we're warping our basic loom here. And you're going to fill it up, and at the very end, when you get to the last nail, again, you're going to want to tie a knot. And it gets a little tricky because you don't want to let go and have all this get soft and loose here. It's going to be tricky, so you want to make sure you tie the knot on the very last one to keep this all as nice as possible. So here would be a finished one, and then you can start to decide how you want to weave it or weft through the warp. And basically, the basic material that artists will use is some sort of yarn or thread. And I have a long plastic needle for you to use, or you can use your fingers, and you just go over, under, over, under, over, under, and you continue over, under every single strand all the way across, which is why it's nice to have this long needle so you can pull it through. And you'll notice that the string is going over, under all the ones that you did, and continue it all here. And then you'd come back and do it the opposite way at the end. So I'll show you what that looks like after I finish this strand here. Over, under, over, under, over, under. Some people like to go top down, up, down, up, down, up, down, whatever kind of cadence you want to talk about it in your head. And after you get it through, then you can bring it back around to the other side. So once you get it all the way through, you can take this and pull it down with your fingers, or some people use a fork to push it down to the bottom, and then take this slack, turn it, and go the opposite way. Down, up, down, up, down, up, and you're gonna completely go through all of them again and bring it across. And then you're gonna continue that completely up the loom. And every time you do it, you wanna press it down, and so it gets nice and flat and condensed down here. Now, I didn't go through it all like that because we're gonna also do non-traditional materials like some contemporary artists. So you don't have to use yarn. And here we have some fiber paper here. We have, this is actually VHS tape, a stick, ribbon, some felt, maybe an old t-shirt, an old blanket, feather, crayons, pencils. I've seen wires from computers. Anything that you can weave, you can go ahead and put in your loom. And we're gonna keep this a stationary loom like this with interesting things in it. Or however you want to add to this. The only thing is when you pick it up and tip it or shake it, it's got to be able to stick like these crayons. If I shake this, they don't fall out. So that's the only catch. Whatever you want to weave through here is up to you, as long as it doesn't fall out. So go ahead and give it a shot and have some fun.